Hello everyone, I am back with more DESTASH lots. I have had a chance to do some more sorting and organizing in my craft room, and I've come up with several DESTASH lots, and I will probably need to break it into several different videos. So the items that will be included in the DESTASH lots will probably be mostly vintage items, but there will be some newer items included. The lots, these particular lots, will be $22 shipped, and I will leave my email address below so you can contact me through there. It will be PayPal only, and you'll see all the details down below. So let me go ahead and get started so we can make this a quick video. And for this video, I will probably do 3 lots. So this will be lot number 1. And in this lot we have a vintage stretch and sew. I think these are patterns. Yes, I think they're patterns, and I'm not even sure what's inside. I have not looked at some of this stuff in a long time. It looks like there's the pattern here. It looks like it's intact. And I'm not sure what this is called, but it's a fiber type material or paper. So you will get that. This is probably from the 70s or 80s, if I'm not mistaken, 1979. You will also get a Walt Disney Dumbo Favorites book, a children's book. It has the nice images in it. Let me see if I can find a date on this one. 1973. Here is a vintage or antique spelling goals book. Let's see if I can find the date on this one. 1960, so we'll call it vintage, but that is what it looks like. And here we have some vintage tracing paper. And as I said, I don't know what is in a lot of this stuff, and I'm trying to give the dates as much as possible because I think some people like to know the dates on vintage items. I don't see anything, but I'm sure it's probably 50s, 60s, 70s, somewhere along there. So then we have, it looks like a couple vintage bags. There's really no rhyme or reason to how I, excuse me, put these DESTASH lots together. I kind of sort in colors. My eyes see color, so that's what I did, and then I just started shoving things in the envelopes just to get rid of more stuff and to add more items to the envelope. So here we have some vintage, I don't know what this is called, but it's like the paper that kindergartners use to learn how to write letters. So it has some nice aging all around the edges of it. And then the last book here, Lady and the Tramp. And this has some nice aging on it. It is 1987. And then just a bag full of different little miscellaneous things. We have some vintage buttons. This, I believe, is, probably can consider it older than vintage. I believe it's from the early 1900s, if I'm not mistaken, but it's a little greeting card type. Then we just have whatever this is called, a postcard, fold over postcard. Here's some trim, and as you can see, this is kind of more of yellows and oranges, things like that. Then we have some wide lace here, and I don't know how much is here, but there's a pretty good piece here. More buttons. Here we have some lace seam binding, and I believe this is vintage. Here we have another one of the early 1900s cards. It looks like it's a Happy New Year card, best of luck. And then we have dates to remember. And I believe I used some of these in a journal, and they were great. You could just attach them to a thicker card or something to make it a little more sturdy, but those are nice. And then we have iron-on transfers. These are also vintage, so the majority of this stack will be vintage items. I don't see a date, but looks like there's, just take it out here really quickly. Oh, I'm trying too quickly. It's not working out here. Okay, here we go. So I don't believe I've opened this up. If I have, I don't remember. But that's kind of nice. All right, so this will be DESTASH lot number 1. And let me get this stuff out of the way so we can go on to lot number 2. Okay, so here we go, lot number 2. This is some piano music, and the copyright is 1893, it looks like. So this would be considered antique. So just to show you, I did use some of it, and I have not used it in a long time. So anything I have not used in a long time, I'm just trying to get rid of it. So there we have that. Here's a stack of paper doilies ready to be tea dyed, coffee dyed, stained. So there's an assortment of those. I'm not sure what this is. It says card making framing envelopes. I'm really not sure, but it looks like some sort of paper with maybe an envelope, compressed paper with flowers or something, but it looks like this has never been opened, so you will get that. And I believe it is older. I don't know, maybe 80s or 90s. I don't know exactly how old. Then you will get, looks like I threw a couple of the patterns in here, and again, that's 1979. This one is 1981, so I'm not sure exactly everything that's in there. Here is some solid paper for scrapbooking. Of course, you don't have to use it for scrapbooking. 1997, so this would be considered vintage as well if you go by the 20-year rule. And this feels a little bit thicker, so that could be used for scrapbooking, card making, junk journals, any type of craft that you do. Here we have a little children's book, and it has a very nice cover. Some nice images in there, along with some songs. And this is 1960. It is coming apart a little bit, but still in usable condition. Could definitely take everything out and use the cover for your junk journal. Then we have some paper clips there that have been nicely aged. So those would make a good addition to a junk journal. So there we have that, and then here's the miscellaneous bag. I think this is not a belt buckle, but for scarves or something like that. But what I bought it for, I thought it would look cute on the front of a junk journal, and then put some lace through it to help hold the book together. So there we have that. Here's some vintage buttons, more tiny little vintage buttons there. And then we have some seam binding, some lace. Here is a little treat bag. And here is a vintage card. I don't believe this has been used. Yes, it has. It is signed. And it has some nice aging on it. Here are, I had a few of the vintage cigar bags left, so I'm throwing those in. A couple labels. And then some of those transfers. Some cute images on there. So that will be lot number 2. Lot number 3 is probably my favorite lot, and I was saving things to make an Alice in Wonderland junk journal, but as I've said in a lot of my DESTASH videos, I don't have the time, so I'm letting them go. So I have some red paper here. I think this is like that computer paper, probably from the 90s. But it has some really pretty roses on it. And I had planned on using that in the Alice in Wonderland junk journal. Here we have an Alice in Wonderland Disney book. And see if I can find a date here. It's probably 70s or 80s, 1973. Here is another Alice in Wonderland book. This is probably a later one. 1983. So there we have that. And here are some frames. Here's a little red patch. I thought that would look really cute somewhere in a junk journal. Here we have some score sheets, and I really thought those would look nice in an Alice in Wonderland junk journal. Some red satin ribbon there. I was so excited to find these, and now I'm letting them go, but I thought they would be really cool in the Alice in Wonderland junk journal. They're just little spades, diamonds. Let's see if we have any. I apologize if this is too loud. I don't see any heart. Anything else is there. So there you will have that. Okay, so then we have a really pretty piece of trim. And then here is a rabbit. It doesn't really look like the Alice in Wonderland rabbit, but I just thought it would look pretty in Alice in Wonderland junk journal. So there we have it. There are 3 DESTASH lots. They will be $22 shipped. I will put my email address below if you're interested. It will be PayPal only. And stay tuned for additional DESTASH lots. As I said, I do have several more. And I'm hoping to upload a video every day. I don't know if that will happen, but that is my goal, just to get some of this stuff out of here. So if you have any questions, let me know, and thank you so much for watching.